What's up, Dragon Slayers? Today's video is about gut bacteria, lipopolysaccharides, and their connection to insulin resistance. So, things that are non-nutritive to us can be nutritive to our gut bacteria. There is evidence to support the idea that sweeteners affect gut bacteria. And it's possible alterations could explain how some sweeteners can affect glucose and insulin levels in some people, but not others. Again, these are all theories, but if the gut bacteria perspective is valid, the effects of sweeteners, very frustratingly, could depend on the person. So I've seen and I've read a lot of reports about these things. I think that chemicals in general are not good to be putting in your body. So, as a general rule, I don't drink artificial sweeteners at any regularity. There are rare occasions, probably one or two times every quarter. So, we're going to say maybe 10 to 12 times a year at maximum. I'll drink a Diet Coke or something diet that I know has, aspartame or some artificial sugar in it. But if I want something sweet, I stick to stevia, monk fruit, and very rarely erythritol. But those are kind of my go-tos because anything artificial is not good. This includes dyes, packaged foods, and yes, sweeteners too. Even though there's not conclusive evidence that A causes B, the fewer chemicals you pump into your body, the better. We can all agree on that. So, getting back to the video, let's take a look at lipopolysaccharides. I had never heard of this before. So I wanted to include a final contestant for what may be considered the worst toxin. Lipopolysaccharides are molecules that are inherently part of a certain type of bacteria and are known to activate very specific immune events in the body. What's remarkable about lipopolysaccharides is that it's everywhere in the foods we eat, the water we drink, and even in some instances, the air we breathe. Thus, lipopolysaccharides are a toxin that fits under both the inhaled and the ingested toxins. And this is part of what makes it so toxic. Lipopolysaccharide research is intimately connected with the flourishing research done over the past 10 years into the role of gut bacteria and metabolic disruptions like insulin resistance. Similarly to previously mentioned toxins, lipopolysaccharides activate an inflammatory response, which involves inflammatory proteins moving throughout the entire circulatory system. And, as we know, inflammation is connected to insulin resistance. However, lipopolysaccharides themselves are detectable in the blood, and indeed in higher amounts in the blood of overweight and insulin resistant people. So, yet we don't know just how or why lipopolysaccharides are able to get from the gut or the lungs into the blood. Some evidence indicates that lipopolysaccharides are more readily absorbed from the gut when we eat particular nutrients, such as fat or fructose. However, these conclusions are limited as the majority of research on this topic has been done with rodents, which respond very differently to foods and lipopolysaccharides than humans do. So LDL cholesterol, the one that we've been conditioned to believe is the enemy, is our ultimate defense against lipopolysaccharides. Cholesterol and its lipoproteins, the HDL, LDL, and VLDL, are too often discussed in negative terms, as if they're something to fear. However, these lipoproteins, especially LDL, also play an important role in neutralizing lipopolysaccharides. Specifically, they carry a protein called lipopolysaccharides binding protein. As you might have guessed, it physically binds to the lipopolysaccharides and escorts them to the liver, passing from there onto the intestines and out of the body. In fact, this may be why people with lower LDL cholesterol levels are more likely to experience severe infections. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.